ASMR.
Oh man.
Is this gonna be on the? They're gonna hear this.
I don't know. Actually, yeah. This is picking up.
It is
Yeah, keep going.
ASMR.
Quality
Oh, yeah,
content.
I mean.
Quality content.
Back on it.
I only let you do shit like that because you've been here before. Multiple times, actually.
Yes. And you know it wouldn't be me if I wasn't me. You feel me?
But no, you've literally like seen every iteration of this. We started. I'll never forget actually that night. The first time we tried to record.
When was the first time? I don't remember the first time.
It was in the studio that we used to have in the South Bronx. Shout out, Core 5.
Right.
It was the day. It was either the day of or the day after they gave New Jersey the curfew, because the pandemic was like right about to start, like maybe the week after.
I vaguely remember.
Remember that?
I vaguely remember this.
You and Edson came through, and we were joking about it. It's like, yo, we gotta do this and get y'all back before curfew.
I vaguely remember you saying something like that. Yeah, no.
So it was like right before the pandemic, and then during the pandemic, we tried it again. Oh, we did it actually.
That was in the garage.
Yes, that's when it was you and Edson, at the same time. So I was like, yeah, no, we gotta.
Now this is part 3.
Now this is part 3.
And now we're in a church.
Yeah, and now we have lights, and you're here, and you're here, and everyone's here.
And sneakers.
Yeah.
On a speaker.
Yeah.
Ooh. Bars.
What says hip hop more than sneakers on a speaker?
Right? Sneakers on a speaker. We can make a jingle out of that. Yeah. We was making jingles before this. That was fun.
But yeah, no. So I have to refresh myself. I was listening to our episode with Edson earlier. I was like, okay, this is what we're not gonna talk about. I was like, I don't want to keep talking about the same shit.
Look, you gotta send me those videos or the clips. I want to listen to them.
The one with Edson is up. Like it's up.
Okay.
It's on Spotify.
Say less.
The other ones though, those will be considered like lost episodes.
Yeah.
Maybe one day for bonus content.
Right.
If we don't have one in the can, we'll put the old one out.
I hear you.
But that's what makes this easy.
Yeah.
Because like it's funny because the first time, like, yeah, we were cool. And then by the second time, like we had worked together.
Right.
And now, like, I've been in different states with you.
Yeah. Y'all are practically family now.
We've been to Disneyland together.
Right? Oh, not just, okay, don't just say you can't undershare what we did. Like, we spent a whole fucking day.
Yeah.
in Disney.
But, I mean, see, to me, that's normal. So, like, that's why I'm just like, yeah, we went to Disney.
It's not, what? 19 hours at Disneyland. It's not normal for legs.
I don't do nothing less than rope drop and closing. But yeah, no.
Y'all practically family with me now. Salute me for
Yeah, no, we are. We are. You starfished my bed. That sounds crazy. Big hug. But it's true.
What is this?
You did your classic. I'm a starfish. Da.
Oh yeah, no. Any bed. Basically, if I starfish your bed, you definitely family.
That's crazy. If I starfish your bed.
If I can comfortably
Yo.
starfish your bed, bro. And for context, for those who are on camera, starfishing your bed is just going to a bed, jumping out, laying out, and just boom, jumping on the bed. That's it. That's a starfish.
With or without a person in there. It could be either way.
Specifically without. Because, damn, I gotta say shit like that, right? Context, without a person, just jumping on the bed because you're tired. That's starfishing.
That's.
And if I can comfortably do that on your bed, that means you're definitely family. So.
Was right? That was your first the first time we all went to Boston for Prelude. That was your first judging,
First time judging.
right?
Ever.
I thought so. What was that like?
I feel like there was in my head, because I used to dance for Project D, and being on Project D, you know, I'm surrounded by the community that I'm surrounded with. I'm seeing the things. I'm at the competition, so I'm seeing how people are on stage. When it came for me to judge, I haven't been with that scene in a while. You know what I'm saying? So for me to not really be a part of that scene, even though I'm watching videos and stuff like that, even though I'm not a part of it as much, for me to come back to judge it now, it was different because I'm like, oh snap, now I'm not doing this no more. Now I have to like actually see it for myself.
Yeah.
You know, I have to take out the things that I think are this. I have to judge based on my criteria.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
also, it's pretty fucking different now.
right. Oh my gosh. And it's also very different from like the New Jersey community, like the New England community. Like they're very like full out, like, you know what I'm saying? Like versus us, you know, we have a lot of movement and a lot of moves and, you know, a lot of choreography and stuff like that. So it was definitely different in that sense too. But you know, it was fun just being with like Steve and like, you know, everybody at the team and everybody like that. I think that was the first time like I met Steve too. So it was like first time we hung out, I should say. Yeah. So I was like, fire.
Nah, yeah, that was a good time. They're always good times now. Were you a regular judge or were you the foundation judge? Cece was there, so she was the foundation. Okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
I was the regular judge.
Got you. So when even though it was your first time, obviously Tony gives like some sort of criteria, right?
Right.
What's that?
So we base for regular judge or for So each judge has their own like background, their own style, and what they think of everything like that. But for the most part, the criteria bases off of like I think it's like three different categories: performance, execution. You know what I'm saying? So when we're looking at these dance teams, the rubric that's in front of us, it has like, you know, what's under performance. So like movement, quality of movement, like, you know, what's under execution, like musicality or certain things like that. And then we look at this and like, okay, it's sort of like the rubric that he has, sort of like a reminder that we score accordingly based on each, you know, category that he has.
Yeah.
In it. But yeah.
Yeah. Funny enough, as many Preludes as I've worked now. Shout out to Prelude. Shout out to Tony. Fucking love that man.
Shout out to Prelude. They're taking care of your boy.
OD Prelude takes care of his people. Just know that.
They do.
Yes. every person involved in this knows for a fact. But yeah, I don't think I've ever had the opportunity to really like ask Tony how that worked and everything, or even you guys. Like now that like most people that judge Preludes are friends of mine,
right?
We've never really talked about it,
right?
And then like me specifically, since I only really do the wide shot at Preludes, I'm usually near the judges or next to the judges, especially in venues like in Boston, where it's like we're up in the.
What's the name of that place in Boston?
That's a school. That's
a school, right?
Yeah, I think it's high school actually. If
that's
I'm not
like
mistaken.
Their auditorium.
Yeah.
Right.
It's a nice ass auditorium.
Right.
But yeah, I'm always curious because one, it's multiple judges, right? And then now it's got the new sort of like foundational thing, right? But also what I watched get incorporated, and then be like, what y'all be saying is the microphones, the recording. What's that like?
So I've always seen shit like that because my sister, my favorite dancer is my sister. And growing up, she used to dance for dancing competitions and stuff like that. And I used to always see like these dancers, and she used to be a part of Dance World Academy. Shout out to Dance World Academy. She used to be a part of Dance World Academy, so I used to go to competitions, and dance would be on stage, and I would see one long table of judges, and they'd just be like, I'd see their backs, and I can tell that they're talking because they're moving their hands, but they're too far away to hear each other while the music's going on. So I'm like, the fuck are they talking to? And so then later on, I asked my mom, I was like, yo, what are they doing? It's like, oh, they're using microphones. I was like, oh, word? Okay, cool. So when Tony brought up the idea of having the microphones, I was like, yes. It's like I'm back in my fucking sister's competitions, right? So for me at least.
Yeah, we're in the Bronx.
Who shot you? For me, I'm the type of dude, I'm a very reactionary type of guy. So if something happens to me, or I see something that I like or I don't like, I'll react to it, right? Which is everybody, but I obnoxiously react to it. So on the microphones, like I'll be sitting there and I'll see something like, oh shit. Like I'll acknowledge it and react to it. Like if I was just like actually looking at it with you, like I knew you, I'll be like, damn, that was fire. Okay. And then like maybe I'll give, like if I'll see something that like, you know, needs like critiques, then I'll start critiquing on it. But for the most part, I'm just like, all right. So it's fun though. It's mad fun.
I noticed like it's usually right after a team performs that you guys are like really like giving a paragraph.
Well, I do it during. I do it. So as soon as they opened up, I'll be sitting there like, okay, I fucks with this. I like this intro. All right. I like your outfits. Like I'll try to like give as much support as I can because the one thing I know about like, which all these teams, whether they're junior, whether they're adult, like they put time and effort into this shit. So I never want to just like, that shit was, nah.
Yeah.
I ain't like that shit. No, you ain't doing enough of that. No, I don't want to just, like, they know that I'm near the judge. So I'm always going to try to support them like, yo, okay, that was fire. I appreciate this. I like that. You could be doing this though. I see if you did this, I feel like you could be doing this better. But you know, it's mad fun. I like being, because it's easier than just like writing shit down, because writing shit down takes time. Like talking, you can just like,
for sure,
let that shit out.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying?
Nah, that's fun. I like that though. Like, and especially when it's rubric criteria based, sometimes it's too black and white.
Right.
And like, you really want to know like the nuances or like what I did or what I didn't do, what I could have added or whatever. If you're looking at a team, right?
Okay.
And I guess obviously based on the criteria that's given in the judging, but like you personally, because I feel like personal opinions gonna come in
for sure
to play even with a criteria, just because people have opinions.
For sure.
What are you looking for in terms of like a winning team? Like, what do you have to see happen on stage in order for a team to win in your eyes?
That's a question.
It has a question mark on the end of it, yes.
That's a question. So, I'm a big fan of dynamics. And I think to have a winning team is to understand what to do and when to do it, and vice versa. And not even in the sense of like, you know, in one retrospect or like trying to get the crowd going, or in a different retrospect, like the pacing of the set. Like there's so many factors that go into dynamics, right? So understanding that like they're like, if you're gonna start off with a song or a track that's like, and this is more so for like a mix set, right? A set with like, you know, if you're gonna start off with like a slow track, you know what I'm saying? Like the next track should kind of like wake people up a little bit, you know what I'm saying? And then like as they're woken up, they want to feel something there, as opposed to just kind of like, and depending on, it all depends on what you want to do, right? But for me, dynamics in a mix is important. But when it comes to movement in general and dancing in general, I think it kind of ties into the same thing. So if there are moments in your set that scream just like energy and like people are going off, whether it's like a high footwork part, you know what I'm saying? Like maybe the next part can be very grounded, you know what I'm saying? Like just understanding the dynamics of, and not even just like dynamics in regarding, you know, a mix or movement, but dynamics in regarding like, you know, your own team, like understanding like, okay, and this understanding your team strength and weak.
Bring it back.
Strength. Why is that hard to say? Strength.
It's got a G in the middle of it. That's why.
So fucking annoying. Strengths and weaknesses. Sorry. Strengths and weaknesses of your own team. I think these big things, understanding these and like playing with these, can like have a big factor in how teams win. Just because, as opposed to just like, this set is fire.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
This set is like, this, like, we got this in it, we got that in it, this is in it, this is in it. Ooh, this shit gonna go hard, right? That's fire,
Yeah.
right? But understanding the dynamics of it all, you know, can play a lot into how you, like, move forward in the competition, I think.
Yeah, and I think, like, more importantly even than that is the intention behind the dynamic, you know?
See, and that's, and I'm sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, because, like, you can stumble upon dynamics by accident, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like, you can
right.
literally just say, like, oh, let's just do the opposite of what we just did. But having the wherewithal to, like, know why you're doing it or, like, what you're doing and the purpose of it. And it's like, I think that's the most important part of that.
Right, I agree with that.
Which you were kind of saying without saying the word intention anyway, but yeah.
I feel like when it comes, and that's the thing, that's the hard part about judging. As a judge, you can't judge based off of intention. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
oh yeah, because it's not like I see what you meant to do.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
like, you know what I'm
yeah.
saying? Like I feel like I've come across judges, or I've heard judges, or, you know, got judged by judges who would kind of do this thing like, oh, I didn't feel it. You know what I'm saying? Like, and granted, in some retrospect, like, that can be very true. But as a judge, I feel as though, get my train of thought back. Fuck.
Judges judging judges.
Judges judging judges.
Judge.
Say that 5 times fast.
Aaron Judge. No, but it's true what you're saying, when, like, you can't judge just based off of feeling.
Yes. Yeah. There it is. Yeah. I feel as though, like, as a judge, it's easy for us to be like, yeah, I couldn't feel it. Now, behind, like, if you're, fuck the rubric, I'm not a judge no more, I'm just dancing, hell yeah. If you can feel that shit, you can feel that shit. But as a judge, I don't think that that's enough. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think looking at a team and being like, I didn't feel it, I couldn't see what their, you know, I don't know what their intention was. I can't, like, I feel like that's, as a judge, that you can't necessarily.
That's being an audience member.
Right, exactly. And as a judge, that's like the hard part, because you want to look at a team and be like, and you can feel it and be like, yeah, I feel that shit, first place. You know what I'm saying? I feel that shit like, yeah, you got to deserve the place. You know what I'm saying? Like, but as a judge, that can't always happen.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so. Like,
it has to be by the rules.
Exactly. Look at a team and you can feel it. And you can, like, appreciate this for what it was, but this other team placed first, and this one placed fourth. Yeah. And it was because, like, even though, like, they show what they were doing, even though this team right here, the one that placed fourth, even though they put a lot of heart into it, you felt it. This one was just a lot more clear than they were in some retrospect. You know what I mean?
No, totally. And there's evidence of that. Like, I mean, obviously you would know way better than I, and you know firsthand, like, PD is a team that knows how to win.
Fucking Project D.
You know?
Shout out to Project D.
OD shout out to Project D.
I think this is the right way.
You should know. were a director?
Even when they were doing this, I still didn't know if it was the right way. I'm not sure if it's
Also,
this
that
one.
might be backwards too.
Oh, wait, no, we're gonna get this. Hold on.
Is it the D or the P? You tried. That's the important part.
Oh wait, can I see it? Okay.
Can you?
Wait. Okay. Bang. Bang. Okay, I think this is the right way.
I think.
Because this was the most uncomfortable way for me to do it. The first way I did it was so much easier. But
Which
I think
means
this
it was wrong.
I think it was wrong. So I think this is the right way. Yeah. Shout out to Project D. Okay.
OD. But yeah, no, like they have sets and pieces that will make you feel something.
Right.
But that's not their intention. Their
Right.
intention is to win.
Right.
Because it's a competition.
Right.
And because of their experience, in the competition world, obviously they know what it takes to put a winning piece together.
Right.
I think, in California, in LA for Prelude SoCal. Oh, we got calls coming through because you want to be charging phones on the equipment. Should charge you for that.
Come on, son.
Come on, son.
Come on, son.
You gonna sit there and let your phone ring? But yeah, no. When we were in LA for Prelude SoCal, there was a team. Now, of course, there is an exhibition aspect to the
Right.
competitions, which is totally cool. You can come, just show your stuff. Don't have to worry about being judged on a rubric, right? But if you're entering a competition, you should be, obviously familiar with the rubric and the criteria because you want to win.
Right.
And there was a team, and I feel bad for not knowing their name right now. But I'm pretty sure they were from Mexico. And they were amazing. They were so good at what they did. But it was more of an art piece than a competition piece. And I felt it. I felt every single bit of it. But at the end of the day, them's the rules.
Yeah. Like even as so with Prelude, that they do the foundation. So each team has to present like 3 styles within their set.
That's the new,
And it's a way to pay homage and recognize African diaspora and like pay homage to the styles that came before us.
Exactly.
But I feel as though I was gonna say, damn,
Them trains, man.
what were we just talking about?
Well, we were talking about like art versus competition and like bringing your piece to a competition level rather than just doing, something that people feel and having to, play by those rules really. And then you started talking about.
Why was I talking about this?
I don't know, but it's a good segue because I did want to talk about.
That's fine.
Have you done that judging role?
I gotta stop smoking weed, guys.
I mean, you don't have to.
I don't have to, but
Have you done that specific judging seat where you're doing checking for the foundationals?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So, well, I guess talk about the main difference between being, I don't want to say regular judge, but, the usual judge versus, because it's deductions, right?
Yes.
It's not adding points.
Yeah, we're not adding necessarily. We're not like adding on to the total score per se. We're more so checking for, if props are like somebody's hair was like hanging off, if like glasses fall off during the set, if somebody trips, like that's, even though it's an unfortunate thing, it's a deduction,
Got you. Okay.
So we count for those, but aside from that, we are the ones. So what I was going to say was before, each team has to abide by at least 3 styles that they're choosing for their set. And they send it out prior or with their submission to, like, if they're competing. So, and when they send it to Prelude, the foundational judge gets it. So as we're looking at, so each team that we go by, so first team is Project D. All right. Project D had Light Feet, Crump, and
ballet. So we'll be like, okay, so these are the things that we're looking for in this set. Now, if they don't have it, I can't really, but if they do, I can judge you accordingly.
Right.
And then we add, I think it's a max of 8 to 10 points, if I'm not mistaken. And you can judge each style accordingly. If like this style only had like 2 points, you think if this style only had 1 point compared for you, I think each style gets a max of like 3 points, if I'm not mistaken. I don't remember. Don't quote me on any of that just now. Not all of it, but
Tony.
some of it. We'll ask Tony. But yeah, so that's a foundational judge. It's a little bit easier, the rubric of it.
Because you're looking for like specific things.
Yeah. But it's harder in the sense of, and this has been like a big thing for this foundational judge seat, is who's in charge of letting these teams know like you didn't crump right, or you didn't exhibit light feet correctly.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so that's the big thing. So
Yeah, it's a responsibility.
it is. It is.
Totally, because it has to come from a trusted source.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because you don't want like teams being like, "Well, who the fuck are you to be telling me?" You know. But it's good though. It's good that Prelude acknowledges it.
I agree.
And added that in.
Yeah, I think there's more work that needs to be done regarding like,
Yeah.
you know, like, but I'm glad that we're starting somewhere.
Exactly, it has to start somewhere.
Right.
So so that was what because we just did Boston again. So the year before that was the first time. So do you remember what it was like being asked to be like? Were you questioning like, oh shit, like, you want me to judge? Like, yeah.
Because I think for a while, admittedly, I based a lot of like accomplishments on years, if that makes sense. So
Okay.
being asked like, and this is just kind of sort of like I thought I was asked because I put in time, right? Versus
Like a seniority thing?
yeah, versus like I want you to be judged because you know some shit. So and I think that has a lot to do with, you know, me on a personal level where like I think I'm kind of like I don't know shit, right? But when they asked me, I was just like, oh, okay. What the fuck did I learn in these past like few years that I've been in Project D? Like what can I use for this now? So now like all the training and all the things, all the memories that like I've had, all the lessons that I've had being with Project D, I had to kind of like dig into the archives a little bit and be like, okay, let's sit with this, you know, like, cause I do know some shit. You know what I'm saying? Like I've been in the community for a while.
Yeah.
You know, so.
And then also to be in a directorial position with a team like PD where like they host.
Shout out to Jeff Steve for trusting me with the team at that point. Love y'all.
Like you guys hosted and still host a whole Prelude. Like, you know what I mean? So it's like you were there. You got the firsthand experience. Do you remember past Preludes, like being on staff for that with PD? Or you're just in like the choreography and like performance position?
I feel it's funny you asked that. I think one of my biggest so on Project D, I had goals. Like,
Okay.
As you know, a lot of people did. One of my goals was to put a piece on stage. Shout out to Edson for believing in me. Edson, Marie, John A, and Ian. Edson, Jonna, Marie, Ian for believing in your boy. Let me put on a piece on stage. 2015 Elements for No Problems. But that was one of my goals. My second goal was to be a liaison at Prelude East Coast. I don't know why, but I just wanted the responsibility of bringing a team to their room.
Oh, dude,
and letting them know, like, hey, you guys are going on next. I wanted that responsibility.
Yo.
I don't know what it was.
No, I feel you.
But I never got, they gave all the liaisons. I was like, I was sitting there waiting, like, because they call them out sometimes during rehearsal. So I was sitting there waiting. It was like, oh, so-and-so, you got Capital Funk. So-and-so, you got Cosmic Edge. So-and-so. So I'm sitting there waiting. You want to call my name? I want to, no? All right. But the one time I got it, and that got me really excited. So, yeah, being liaison for Project D.
No, I'm telling you, when I was in Hip Hop Theory, because we used to host New York, Prelude New York, I don't know if this was my first time being a liaison for Prelude, but one of the first ones that I worked on, I was a liaison for Funk Phenomenon.
Okay.
And who else? Oh, and for Rhythm City, that's who it was. But that's when I learned about Lil Funk.
Okay.
Because it was the first time New York was doing juniors, I believe.
Okay.
And, like, watching those kids tech was one thing. And like, holy shit, like, these kids are nasty. And then watching them go, amazing. But being involved, like, just literally bringing them from the stage to the room.
That should make you feel good.
And it makes you feel like a little part of it. You know what I mean? Like, you get to know them a little bit for the day. And then, like I felt good when they won. I was like, oh, yeah, that's what's up.
That's my team.
Yeah.
I walked them to their dressing room. I gave them daps before they went on stage.
Exactly. But no, it's fun. Like, that's
fun.
That's one of those moments where it's like, oh, no, I love being a part of this community in some way, shape, or form.
That's facts.
But it'd be stressful, though. Like, the prep for the day, like, before teams start arriving and stuff.
Yeah.
It's a lot, dude.
Yeah. I think that was one of the things I dreaded when it came to, like, performing or project or just going to competitions in general. Or just dance events in general. Just gotta wait.
Yeah.
There's a lot of waiting.
Yeah.
So for those out there who, like, want to be dancers, like professional dancers, there's a lot of waiting involved. Patience. There's a lot of patience.
That is facts. Long days.
Some can say this regarding life as well.
Yeah. Good point.
You will not be famous just from TikTok.
If you learned
You
anything,
got more.
you won't be famous just from TikTok.
Patience.
But no, yeah. Like, I see, and that's another thing too, though. That like, I'm like, I actually love that part of being on a team or like being part of a performance.
Right. Right.
I love the whole like spending the first half of the day like backstage or like in the house, just that whole like getting ready for it.
This is very true.
That's one of my favorite parts of it.
One of like going like I think that's getting food. Like I love that question. That's like what
are we gonna eat?
Yeah, right. That's a question that's undervalued in that moment. Like granted, like there's a lot of waiting, there's a lot of patience, but just that question, like what are we getting to eat? And then having to look for something that's around there. That first bite of that food before that shit hit. I don't care what nobody say, yo. Whatever it is, like you gonna be like, I'm getting Popeyes, the nearest Dunkin' Donuts, that fucking Starbucks coffee down the street, whatever. That first hit, that shit hits so good before a dance competition, bro.
And it's always like showtime is like 3, and you're just getting the food at like 2:45, and you didn't even eat breakfast because like you had so much shit to gather before leaving the house. So it's like, oh, I can't wait to eat. Oh my god. Shit, one Prelude New York, I was working the projections, and this was like I think the first time MJ wanted to try using them.
Okay.
So it was like the projection and the there was like audio branding that Prelude had. I don't know if I think we still use it sometimes.
Audio
like
branding?
dun, 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 Prelude. That one. Yeah. So I had to work that. That's
I got you.
And I was also doing wide. So like I had a couple things that I had to be responsible of. Now, this Prelude just happened to also be on a holiday, 420. So of course, like I planned my day accordingly. Okay,
I hope
I
you
planned it
would.
responsibly.
I hope
I
you
swear
would.
I did. I swear I did.
If you're going to smoke on 420, smoke responsibly.
yes.
Please and
If
thank
you're
you.
gonna smoke ever, smoke responsibly.
Smoke responsibly.
I forgot about the whole food thing
What you mean you forgot the whole about?
because it's prelude, and eating just either happens or doesn't. Like, that's just how it goes.
This is very true.
And we were just doing our thing, getting ready for the show and stuff, and then like, I'm like, well, fuck, like, I had this edible planned out for the show, like, fuck it, it's 420, I'll take it anyway. Did not eat until intermission, which then ended up only being a cold slice of pizza, just one.
Gosh.
Let me tell you, the second half of that show was fire. And I'm sure the teams were good. I'm sure they did great.
He was
But the
gone.
way I was watching it,
He was
yo,
gone.
I was on for every team. I was like, yep, they're winning. Next team, nope, they're winning. Next team, they're winning. Yeah. It was a great second half to a prelude. But that's what I'm saying. Like,
What prelude was this?
this was New York 19, I want to say. Something like that.
Damn.
2019, yeah. That was a good time.
Wait, Gabe, how long you been in the community for technically? What
Okay,
would you say?
so here's the thing.
Ooh.
This is what we talked about with Edson last time. I started taking dance seriously in 2008-ish.
Okay.
Like, I joined a neighborhood company. Shout out J-Dub, shout out Mariano. Love those people. But the people that do know them know they're great. So like that was like my first like for real learning dance. Cause like me and MJ, we did some like bullshit like comedy dance type shit in our middle school talent show.
Okay.
But again, that was just like fucking around.
Yeah.
And then I joined that company. This was like my freshman year of high school, 08. Do that for like a year, I want to say.
Okay.
While I'm in this company, I'm telling you, the way God be working sometimes.
Shit.
While I'm in that company, right?
Uh-huh.
We have a springtime show as a fundraiser, and one of the guests is Hip Hop Theory.
Nice.
Which I had saw them first actually when I went to, because a friend of me and MJ's, shout out Winston, was in the company already. That's how I got put on. Mm-hmm. I went to watch him in one of the shows, and I was like, oh, I'd like to be a part of this.
Nice.
Hip Hop Theory was a guest there too.
Nice.
What they did, like, I watched it going, that's exactly what I want to do. I want to do that. I want to be a part of that. That's what I want to do. And like I knew immediately, like if I ever got the chance to meet these people or like be around these people, like I would just geek the fuck out. So I joined this company. They're a guest on one of our shows, and like again, like being like a fucking like fan girl, like oh my god, Hip Hop Theory's here. Like I was a huge fan of them, right?
That's fire.
Cut to college, right? I did a year at John Jay. Shout out John Jay. While I was there, I was taking an improv acting class as an elective. And one of the people in my class, she happened to be the, I guess, director or captain or whatever the position was of the dance team, whatever college dance team
Right.
John Jay had, right? So I had mentioned that I danced in the improv class, so she was telling me like, oh, you should come out and audition, blah, blah, blah. So like, yeah, like, cool, whatever. So I go and I audition. It was only like a handful of us that were even auditioning. And even in the audition process, like, it's not that it was a bad experience. It's just, we were talking about like when you feel it.
Yeah.
I just like didn't feel it.
For sure.
I was just kind of there.
Yeah.
And not even like on some cocky shit, just like being like, yeah, like I'm pretty sure I'll make the team. Also, like when you're a guy I don't know if you experienced this, but like
In what?
in dance, you're usually gonna be in the production anyway, just because they
Yeah.
need guys.
Yeah.
You know. So I was like, yeah, I'm pretty sure like I'll be on the team, whatever, right?
For sure. They
But
always
again,
need guys.
totally not feeling it to the point where I was still. I'll never forget. I was on the bus on my way to class. I get a call, didn't recognize the number. So I'm like, hello. She's like, oh, hey, this is so-and-so from the dance team at John Jay. Yeah, I just wanted to let you know you made the team. Literally, my response was, oh, cool. Like, was not excited, was not like, oh my God, I get to dance again, da-da-da-da. Just wasn't feeling it, whatever. Did that year at John Jay. Oh, also never attended any rehearsal or anything. Yeah, I just, again, was not feeling it, so I was like, nah. Also just wasn't feeling that school. Like, I knew I was going to drop out of that school, and, like, I just didn't want to get more involved.
You made it. I'm good.
Yeah, basically.
I'm okay.
Cut to, I started going to school here in the Bronx at Lehman, and I totally forget that Hip Hop Theory is based at Lehman, right? So I start
That's fire. Okay.
So I start my fall semester there, and MJ randomly goes, yo, you want to dance with Hip Hop Theory? It's like, yes. But also what? Why? How? When? Why? I had all the questions, right? So he goes, they're putting up auditions, and they're auditioning for their Halloween show.
Okay.
He found out about it through I forget if it was like CC exactly, or like people that were in the Lehman dance program at the time. So I was like, yeah, that sounds interesting. Fuck it, let's do it. From the second I stepped into that studio, the set at Lehman, I felt it. It was like, oh, okay, like this is where I'm meant to be dancing.
That's fire.
So totally long-winded answer, but it needed the explanation.
It was the answer regardless.
Because like that Hip Hop Theory I consider like actually like getting into the community, right? But it was short-lived for me. Like I was only on Hip Hop Theory for maybe like 7 to 10 months. And then I stepped away from dance, period, for personal reasons. But like had no connection to dance whatsoever. Wasn't dancing myself. Wasn't trying to meet people that dance. Just was not connected to dance at all.
I feel that.
And that was for a good 3-4 years, maybe. Could have been even 5, maybe. And that's why when we sat down with Edson, I wanted to talk about that like 5-year gap of like what I missed.
Okay.
So I mean, I say I've been involved with dance since 2008, you know.
Damn.
But also, again, it's a sometimes I'm in, sometimes I'm out relationship. So it's like there's a lot of shit, specifically about the scene itself, this community and this scene here, that I just don't know a lot about.
For sure.
You know? I know what I know, and I know what I love when it comes to dance and stuff. But it's fine now, because it's like at this point, like, the people that I do know, you know, it's the people that I was meant to know.
Right.
You know?
Like it's fire to see that even indirectly Hip Hop Theory was like connected to you in some sort of way.
Oh yeah.
Like it was the Hip Hop Theory was always been there for you, and that's fire.
Yeah, I have no doubt in my mind that like all that was like a meant to be type of, like I was meant to see them when I saw them, and then I was meant to join them when I joined them. You know, it just the way it perfectly worked out. Obviously not perfect, but like that timing, it just happened. And again, it was one of those experiences where like they just took me in, especially Mo. Shout out Mo.
Shout out to Mo.
Rest in peace. Like that feeling, that's how you know when you feel it, when you just feel a part of it all of a sudden. You know? I'll never forget the first time it wasn't even an audition. They were just like, yo, come learn this choreo that we're working on, and you're in the show.
Nice.
I remember they partnered me up with Unique. This is the first day I'm meeting like all of them.
Shout out Unique Clay.
Yo, had no idea this kid, and when I say kid, he was a kid. Like, I was in college, so that means Unique was like maybe a junior, a senior in high school. Had no idea, was convinced he was like either Mo or CC's age, or like at least in college, whatever. That's how good he was at dancing, and like he's fucking tall, so it's like he doesn't look young.
Yeah, he's tall as shit.
And they partnered us up, and we learned like the first 8 count or whatever of the piece, and we hit it real quick, and it just so happened that like the piece had us like back to back.
Okay.
And I remember like ending back to back with Unique and like him like turning his head like, yo, he's good. He's good. And I was like, okay, this feels good. I feel like I'm meant to be here.
Hey, if you get that Unique stamp of approval,
Yeah.
I like this.
And I had no idea, dude.
This white boy's pretty good.
Yeah.
I like
Oh, that was
yo,
my
Ronnie,
whole life.
yo.
I didn't even know Ronnie at the time either. I didn't. That's what I'm saying. Like, I didn't really know anybody or anything. I just knew I like dance. I like this type of dance.
Right,
They do this
right,
type of dance. I like
right.
them.
Damn, but that's fire, bro.
Yeah.
Shout outs to you, man.
Yeah. But like, I missed out on like, I guess, well, we called it in actually the Edson era. Like that time period where like you guys were starting to blossom, like your generation starting to like bloom and stuff in your careers and stuff. That I missed out on because by the time I came back, it was MJ introducing me to Angie, and then Angie introducing me to Edson, and then Edson introducing me to you. So it's like you guys were already like established in a sense.
Holy shit, damn. I'm sorry, I'm having one of those 29 moments.
I know
I'm
those
29, by
moments.
the way.
Congrats.
Yeah, my birthday was in May. It's still
It is May.
My
Happy
was May
birthday.
7th. I'm 29.
Enjoy it. Enjoy this
excited.
this year while it lasts.
I'm very curious as to what 30 brings because there's so many people who tell me like 30 is a good age. I hear it. I can't wait.
I hope so.
I can't wait to cross that
You almost there.
threshold.
Threshold. That dress hold.
English is one of the hardest languages ever.
Yeah, it actually is.
Nah, but it's I've been shit. When did I start?
You been
dancing?
shit?
I've been shit. I've been shit
Nah,
since
don't talk about yourself.
2012. I've been dancing since 2012. 2011 technically. 2012. With Project D. That's when I joined Project D. And it's now 2023. I've been doing this shit for 11 years.
Yeah,
I've been dancing a lot.
a lot more than me. Shit.
But it's good to see that, like, even now, I think one of the things I'm appreciating now as I get, like, older in dance and older in general, like, I appreciate stuff like this. Like, even though I'm not necessarily, like, I don't think that moving my body is this gift from God that I will forever thank God for. And it's giving me these incredible things like performing on different stages, going to different places, and it's giving me so many different opportunities in life. But I like the fact that we can press dance on with stuff like this, where we're talking freely about, you're having these interviews with different dancers and different artists and stuff like that. Like, there are dancers and artists behind the camera. There are dancers. You're a dancer. I'm a dancer. Like, and even though all of us aren't necessarily in the same spot with dance or in the same headspace or mindset with dance, I like the fact that artists are coming together to still continue to push it. You know what I'm saying? Like, even in a way that's not necessarily always going to be moving your body at the best of its capable. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
So it's fire to me to like I like shit like this. You know what I'm saying? Like, not just talking, because I like talking. I realize I'm a very funny guy.
Yeah, a little bit.
Very funny guy.
You alright?
No, don't do. My girlfriend says the same shit. She be like, "You not funny." I was like, "Y'all bugging the fuck out." I'm hilarious, like Kevin Hart with like 2 more feet. Hilarious. Fuck you.
You make me laugh.
See, that's all that matters. That's all that matters. As long as I make 1 or 2 people laugh, that's fine. Jay just laughing behind the camera. Yes, he is. He's laughing while shaking his head no.
So then, what are you saying? What's next? Stand up?
Stand up can't handle me.
Oh. Watch out now.
You know what? I'm gonna.
There's a lane
No,
for that. A dancing stand-up.
You know what? No, fuck that. I'm gonna do sit downs.
Thank you for
be here
joining
all
us.
week. I will be here all week. I'm gonna do sit downs where instead of doing comedy standing up, I'm going to sit my black ass down on the most comfortable. It's like 85 South show with like my own stand up. Yeah, shout out to 85 South show, Carlos Miller, Chico, and DC. But it's like 80 because they carry that big ass couch with them everywhere they go. So I'm gonna carry a big ass fucking like sofa chair with me everywhere I go, and I'm gonna sit down and I'm gonna do comedy.
You know who else sat in a chair and did a whole stand-up special?
Who?
Bill Cosby. I felt the fuck Bill Cosby in there.
Where is Bill Cosby right now?
Is he in jail still?
Is he? He still is, right?
So I get an update on Bill Cosby.
But we Bill Cosby, we love you, but with the most toughest love ever. With maybe. I don't like seeing another black man.
I love the show.
Yeah. But see, this is why I'm gonna still do the fucking chair.
Bring the chair back.
Bring the chair back. Fuck that shit. Sit downs. 2026.
What about choreography?
I'm trying to think. What's like my mind is going in different chairs that I can do different types of choreography on. Like in a Foley chair. Right? Like you could do different shit in the Foley chair. Or you can just do different shit on like, what's that couch called in the Matrix when the Morpheus was sitting on to present the red and blue pill? A what?
That's not, no, an armoire is what you can put clothes in an armoire. It's an armchair.
It's an armchair. Wait, no, I thought that was that shit that you do when you like that the machine.
Bicep curl?
Arm bar?
Arm bar? An arm bar is a submission hold.
Oh shit. I don't know nothing about nothing.
You know nothing about arms.
I try to do the chain reaction thing.
Oh, like arm bar, bar closed,
armoire, whatever. What was it? Armoire?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I think of what is it? Buttons by Pussycat Dolls.
Pushing up my buttons, but I heard you. Yeah.
Isn't there a dance breakdown with chairs in that? Or am I bugging? I'm making that up.
I don't know.
Right?
I don't.
There's chairs in there. Oh yeah.
What's that chair shit? The fondest thing that comes to my head is, I want to say it was the BET Awards. Destiny's Child performed "Cater to You."
Oh.
And they brought Terrence Howard up on stage.
Yeah.
What? That shit was. I guess that's the fondest chair choreography that I remember. Yeah, they brought Terrence Howard on stage. Terrence Howard was dancing with Beyonce. Of course, light on light skins.
I mean,
light skins got to dance with each other. Who else? Kelly brought up. You remember who Kelly brought up?
Tyrese.
Was it Tyrese?
I don't know. I just thought of like the next like sexiest chocolate man. Like
I want to say Morris Chestnut was one of them too.
that makes, especially in that time period. That
Yeah,
makes a lot
I think
of
Morris
sense.
Chestnut was one of them too. I don't remember, but that's for some reason that's the fondest chair thing. Funny story. I auditioned for Magic Mike in London.
For real?
Yes, that was a fun experience. That was a very fun experience. And I made it to the top 6. Like it was like 30 dudes, and I made it to the top 6, which was fun. The first round we learned regular choreography, like dolphin dives, dance on the floor, all that type of shit.
Dolphin dives.
Right. And then people got cut, and the people who stayed got put into a room. And I remember we were put into the room. We were going over the choreography that we just did. And out of nowhere, we see like 15 women walk into the room. And we're just like, what the fuck is going on? So as mind you, it's 6 dudes and we see 15 women go in the room.
6 dudes who are auditioning for a
Magic,
job
right.
you have to impress women with.
There was a switch in our testosterone that went on where we were just like, we were trying to do push-ups for no fucking reason. Like we were trying to do the choreography, and we heard, but so they left. Like 5 minutes later, they brought us into the room, and we see the same 15 girls in the room, and we're like, what the fuck? So they had chairs for each of us on the floor, and we're like, all right, we're gonna learn some choreography. And the funny part about it wasn't like we were learning the choreography on an empty chair. They brought the girls in, and they switched them out. They had one girl sit in one chair, another girl sit in another chair, whatever the case is. And we're learning this as you're in a regular class, but with these girls, like there were moments where we were just like, we had to kind of like straddle them. And so like our privates are just in their face, and we're just looking back at the choreographer, like, yep, that's how you do it? Okay. You gotta do it like that? All right. It was so funny. Oh my gosh, it was so funny. Oh gosh.
Wait, you said they switched them out?
Yeah,
so like
so
you was dancing on one girl and then you was dancing on another girl?
So what they would do was like they had like 6 girls on the chairs. And then for like maybe like an 8 count, we would be learning something, going over something with the girl on the chair. And then like, okay, let me get 6 more girls. They would get up and they would bring the 6 more girls onto the chairs and everything like that. And yeah.
Do you think that was for them or for you?
It was definitely for us.
Like, they have to see how you react to different kinds of women?
Right.
Or they're just like, oh, this is all the women can take, an 8 count.
And that's the thing. So with doing this, you would expect like all these women to be like, oh my gosh, sexy men, ooh, ah. But there were actual women who were just like, okay, this is nice. Like they were just, it was like hard as a fucking rock to get through them. But then there were some that were very just shy, and they were like, oh my god. Right? But they had, each of them, they did it with the intention of like, when you are like that type of dancer, you know, and they call them male entertainers and not strippers, because they taught us specific ways to grind in women, like on women, like as an entertainer, male entertainer, and it's not like it's a whole science.
It's not what you think.
It's a whole science to the shit. But the cool thing about it is it teaches you how to, you know, experience yourself with different types of women. So like if you do get booked for the job or you're at a club and there is a woman that, you know, you want to bring on stage and they're very shy, you can't just force them, you know, whatever the case is. Like there's certain things you got to do to make her feel a little more comfortable. Vice versa for if there's a woman who's just like not that interested. If you're on that stage and you're trying to, and she's not really feeling it, you can be like, or not specifically that, but like you can.
No, that'd be hilarious.
You can like, right?
Deuces.
You boring.
You boring.
But like there are different ways that you can interact with the women based on how they are with your dancer, with like, you know, while you're doing what you're doing. So it was a really, 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 really dope experience. Like, cause, you know, it gave this, you know, men. It was just a really dope experience. It was a really dope experience. I appreciated it for a lot of things, aside from like the dancing or movement aspect. But yeah, and that chair part was crazy. Oh my gosh. Yeah.
How many did they need? Because you said you made like top 6.
I don't know.
I feel like 6 is like the roster that they would need.
But the thing, they went to different places in audition.
Oh, okay.
So like I made top 6 in New York, and I
New York
slayed
audition.
it and everything. They had an interview with me, but then they were looking for other people too.
Got you.
And I ain't gonna hold you. It was some dudes there that was just like, you gonna make it. You know you're gonna make it. Why you even show up? Like they came in with their shirts on. Some of them came in like already with see-through shit on. I was like, you know what you got already. You know you gonna get far. What are you doing? Me, my skinny
Give
ass.
us a chance.
I ain't gonna hold you. I was a little shocked that I made it that far. I was like, I must be. This is how I know that I'm funny. because I got through with my charm. All right.
It wasn't the dancing. It wasn't.
No, the dancing was great. I could dance my ass off. It was the dancing my charm, but it wasn't. That definitely wasn't because of my body. Because there was some motherfuckers that was built to shit. They were, oh my gosh. Yeah. That shit was fun though. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it a lot.
I've never thought about that process. I don't know anybody that's been through that process. So thank you for telling me.
Oh, shout out to my brother Jawan Walker. He also made top 6 with me.
Hey.
And it was, I remember after that we couldn't stop doing that that chair choreography. We were in a rehearsal, the both of us were dancing. We were in a rehearsal and there were Foley chairs and we just decided to just do it. Like somebody recorded us and everything. Somebody posted on Snapchat, some shit like that. We just felt like doing it. So we just started doing the fucking Magic Mike choreography that we learned. It was fun. With your permission.
And now you're teaching Magic Mike classes. Wow. What a journey.
That's not what imagine. No, I can't teach no Magic Mike classes. I ain't that sexy.
Well, I think we're getting the signal. The lights gave out on us. They're like, give it up, man.
Yeah, we're at an hour.
Are we?
I got one question for you.
What?
How do you feel about Jersey club dance becoming mainstream?
Ooh, talk about that. JJ said, how do you feel about Jersey club dancing going mainstream?
Okay.
And we'll end on this. That's a good one.
Fuck. I need a haircut. I am from Jersey. I grew up with Jersey Club. I know Jersey Club heads, and I have conversations with everybody. Like, even though I grew up with the dancing, I didn't grow up with the dance style per se. Whereas compared to people like E Skills or people like shout out to E Skills or people like Ahmad Cherry, who went to the battles. Who shout out to Jawan Walker, Rob Bynes, who went to the Jersey Club battles, stuff like that. So for me, I did the dances that DJ Lil Man was posting on shit. But I feel like everything has to evolve at a certain point.
True.
Everything definitely has to evolve at a certain point. But is that a crippled MJ?
Yeah, it's me.
So I feel like at some point everything needs to evolve. I feel like when it comes to Jersey Club, it's gotten so mainstream that it kind of puts a shadow on Jersey. When I was a part of Ciara's project, not Ciara's project, but a couple years ago, Rob Bynes did a project because he got asked by Jamaica Craft if he could put together some sort of Jersey Club thing for Ciara's new song Rooted. And he brought together a bunch of Jersey heads and had I forgot the DJ's name, but had a true DJ, Jersey DJ hit the beat for it. And it was so fire and it was so dope that eventually Ciara wanted it to be performed, on New Year's. Yep. So Jamaica asked Rob to choreograph something. Rob hit me up, Jawan Walker up, Ahmad Cherry up, and the four of us did Jersey Club with Ciara on stage. Now, in that instance, that is a beautiful moment for Jersey. That's a great moment for Jersey. And that's a great moment for Jersey because somebody in dance or somebody in the entertainment who was heavily involved in the dance entertainment reached out to Jersey, not just a fire-ass dancer, but reached out to Jersey and was like, hey, we want you to put on Jersey Club, right? And then that trickled down to even more Jersey because Rob hit up Jawan, Rob hit up, Ahmad. Rob hit me up. Now, granted, I'm not as involved as Ahmad, Jawan, or Rob, but Rob hit me up for specific reasons as far as because now it has to be on television, so it has to look a certain way a little bit. So he added me for, cleanliness purposes, choreography purposes, you know what I'm saying? Versus Ahmad and Jawan, I know a little bit more about how to look a little bit more cleaner on stage with Jersey Club, right? So in this moment, I appreciated Jersey Club, and I appreciated Jersey Club being in mainstream because they went to the source, right? Now, I know that even I've been in passing, like I've been at like random clubs, and I'll hear a bed spring, and I'm like, who made this? You know what I'm saying? Like, was it J Hood? Was it Frosty? Was it like any DJs from Jersey? Was it Lil Man? Did anybody make this, or was it like you heard this from somewhere and decided to make this? You know what I'm saying? Like, so when it comes to Jersey being mainstream, it's very tricky because like even people now on TikTok doing like the shake your shit, which is from Philly, but club is club. Philly club and Jersey club are very synopsis to each other, in some way, shape, or form. But doing the shake your shit, like, you know what I'm saying, like people doing the Jersey club, and even in Jersey now, like doing the shake your shit now, like, and people on TikTok doing it, and people calling it like, what's the TikTok hip dance or the hip TikTok dance? It's like, no, that's not what it was initially called. It's called, you know what I'm saying? And again, things need to evolve, right? But I think at least understanding the source of where everything came from, I'll say you're doing a good job. Like, I think Drake, for his shout out to Drake, even though I don't really listen to a lot of your new music. I love you though. You're a dope dude. He had 2 songs on his recent Honestly Nevermind album that were like very Jersey Club inspired, and it was fire because it was just like, oh shit, And I think one of them was by a Jersey Club artist or Jersey Club DJ. But it's just very tricky because I know a lot of Jersey Club heads who look at that and be like, I'm not really feeling like OG Jersey Club heads, like it's okay. You know what I'm saying? Like, even for Chaos, like, oh my gosh, the whole shit with Chaos, the dance convention. People like were telling me like, yo, I felt like, and they were like, yo, you got robbed for that. Like you should have taught. Because it was just one of those things where it's like, in the piece that I had, there were like actual Jersey Club moves, Jersey Club versus like a piece that's full out and energetic that somebody can like, digest. Like if you're gonna do it in Jersey, you're gonna do it to that type of song, you want somebody from Jersey to actually push the culture a little bit, right?
For sure.
So there were OG Jersey Club heads. I was like, yo, you were actually putting like Jersey Club moves, and yet why didn't they choose you? You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's tricky is what I'm saying. Like, it's very tricky. Like Jersey Club being in mainstream and, everybody just not knowing where it comes from and like where it originated from, like where that beat comes from, where those bed springs come from, like understanding that bounce that you have to have, like knowing who Kia is, knowing that Kia, shout out to Kia, made the Jersey Anniversary Club song, you know what I'm saying? Like just understanding the source, like I feel like just know a lot of that shit from Jersey. That's all I gotta say. Just know that shit from Jersey. If you don't know what Jersey is, they have a couple documentaries on YouTube, actually. You can search them up. Search up Jersey Club documentaries. You can learn some shit. But, yeah.
What he said.
That's all I gotta say.
Thanks, Da.
Thank you.
You're the best. We love Da.
I feel like I was talking a lot, and you didn't get to a lot of the questions that you wanted to get to.
No, that's what this is for. This isn't for me to talk. This is for me to listen. Yeah, exactly. And you're gonna be
I would
on
like
this
one. I like talking
multiple
sometimes.
times.
I like fucking with the microphone.
Anything?
Please, I would love that.
That's a whole nother show.
Right.
Anything you want to promote? Anything coming up? Anywhere people can find you?
Once JJ and I get together about where this parking lot is for our situation that's going down, it's gonna be so fire. Just know, if there are dancers who are watching this, it's gonna be put out. The video gonna be put out. Just look for that video. It's gonna be a fire ass concept video starring JJ and myself. More so myself, but JJ gonna be behind the camera, and that shit gonna be fire. JJ and Doc collaboration. Another one. Ooh, don't. That warm up July 22nd. Gonna be at that. Cyberite is early July, if I'm not mistaken. Gonna be in Unique's. Unique's gonna be performing at Cyberite. So
Shout out Unique.
shout out to Unique. Mr. Clay.
Clayson.
That's it.
Classes.
Oh, shout out! Oh, yeah, I teach every Wednesday at Bodega 6:30. See, sometimes I don't be thinking about plugging myself. Sometimes I don't think about it. But every Wednesday I teach at Bodega at 6:30. That's all you're gonna find me right now because everybody be asking me to teach in New York, and I'll be like, I'm gonna do it, but then I do it, and nobody show up. So fuck y'all. So if you want to catch my class right now, just go to Bodega on Wednesday at 6:30, and I'll be there.
Hell yeah. Peace.